Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, those joining in through our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, as we probably have seen, staying connected these days is definitely important. And one of the things that can help us to connect with individuals, not only that we know, but also those we want to meet, is through language learning. It's something that is normally something that we think about doing when we're younger, but of all ages, I think language now is so important, and it really helps us to feel a connection to people, whether we're traveling or even just some people that we might meet. Well, how can you be able to use technology to not only be able to learn a second language, but also to do it in a cost-effective way? We're excited to welcome Dr. Cindy Blanco to our program. Dr. Blanco is a senior learning scientist at Duolingo. We're going to talk to her not only about how you all can be able to learn a new language, but also where you can go to get started. Dr. Blanco, really appreciate the time today.
Hi, Cyrus. Good morning. Thanks so much. I'm excited to talk lots about language learning.
Hey, the pleasure's definitely all mine. I remember when I was in school, which was now a long time ago, Dr. Blanco, that is one of the things that we looked forward to being able to do, to be able to start to learn a new language. But I think, for a lot of people today, does it have to be something that's difficult to learn a new language even as you get older?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right that we think of this as being something that we study in school when we're young. And I think the real challenge for adults learning a language is to find time in our schedules to build a good study habit. We have obligations and, there's a lot going on for adults. And so the real challenge isn't so much, are our brains ready? Is this something that I can still do? It's more finding ways to build language study into our routines.
Yeah, such a great point. So what are the benefits, Dr. Blanco, to learning a new language now?
Yeah, so certainly the most obvious benefit is being able to communicate in a new language, but today I'd like to focus on the social and cognitive benefits of language learning. As you mentioned, language is inherently social. It's a way that we connect with the people and cultures that we care about, and that could be something that's really personally meaningful if you have family members who speak other languages, or if you're interested in your family's history. But there are also ways that we can think of building connections through language study by studying together as a family or in a group of friends. That's really great for motivation, and it gives you people to practice with. And there's lots of cognitive benefits as well. So we know from research that after just a few months of language study that we see structural changes in our brain in response to learning a new language. And this can be especially important as we age, that language learning and that kind of puzzle solving and strategizing is really good for building good cognitive functioning as we get older. And language learning just overall for older adults can be thought of as a path to overall health, that there are lots of social and those cognitive benefits.
Love that. And especially these days, Dr. Blanco, I think people are looking for ways that they can be able to connect and stay connected, and definitely learning a new language can help with that. So I guess an obvious question would be, if our audience is listening to this here in Mississippi or through our online affiliates, where should they start?
Yeah, so today more than ever, there are so many resources, and especially free resources, at our disposal when we want to start studying a language. And so I would recommend combining language lessons, maybe on an app like Duolingo. We have 40 language courses, all totally for free. And combining those lessons with resources that we're probably already paying for. So if you think of streaming services, or if you subscribe to Spotify or Pandora, that you can use these tools to practice the language that you're studying, streaming series in the language or building playlists. You can also use social media by following accounts that post in the language that you're studying. And so these are really easy ways to get in the habit of getting in front of your language, given our busy adult lives.
So, and you mentioned being busy, and I think these days, Dr. Blanco, we're talking about not only adults being busy, but kids as well. How much time should someone expect to devote daily to being able to learn a new language?
Yeah, I would recommend starting small. For language learning, it's much better to study a little bit every day instead of like binging or cramming just, one day a week. And so you might think of ways that you could fit in 10 minutes a day of studying, and think about pairing it with other parts of your schedule. So, maybe you study every morning with your first cup of coffee, or you do it every day during your afternoon commute. It takes a long time to learn a language, and so find these small ways to include that language study, and that'll keep you motivated and achieving your personal language goals for whatever number of months you might need to feel good about the language.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that people will think about not only is how much time, but also about the cost. Dr. Blanco, talk to us about that. I mean, what are some of the options that are available with Duolingo?
Yeah, so like I said, I think these free opportunities to study a language are really good because it lets you figure out what you like, what works for you and your schedule. And so with Duolingo, we offer courses in 40 languages, and we have those language lessons, and we also have other tools that you can use, like podcasts for language learners. We have audio lessons and written stories, and so there's a variety of tools, and no matter what you choose to study a new language, I would recommend mixing and matching so that you get good practice in reading, writing, speaking, and listening.
Love that. Again, everyone, Dr. Cindy Blanco has been our guest. She's the Senior Learning Scientist at Duolingo, helping us to see that it does not matter how old you are when it comes to learning a new language. Just have to be able to start. And so definitely want you all to take advantage of that. Dr. Blanco, where can our audience go for more information?
Yeah, you can find more at duolingo.com/learntoday with lots of ideas for ways to get started today.
All right, Dr. Blanco, thank you so much for the great work you're doing and for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Cyrus. Thanks, everyone.
And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.